you think? How do we how do we as a people begin to resist these people that have held us aground for so long in Nigeria? So let's have you Boytons, right? Boytons, let's have you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah. So there's something I observe concerning this election, especially especially what you said, because I'm in Abeokuta at the moment, and I like have like two churches right beside my house, and there's this issue of religion. Like a lot of these people, especially my grandma is a Muslim. She go to mosques, and some of them after mosques they come around. So they've made a lot of people, especially these elderly ones, and especially these ones that go to church around me. That's what I can say because I can only see my immediate environment rather than the whole Nigeria as a whole. So I'll use my environment as a case study. They've based the whole this thing against Tinubu. It is like, oh, because he's making a Muslim ticket. Because he's that. They say, oh, he's a Muslim. And and have a lot of friends like who are my age groups that support APC. And whatever they tell me that, oh, um, they make this statement that they don't know Peter Obi's bad past, his corruption that is not obvious yet. That it's better we go for the devil that we know rather than the devil that we don't know. You know, a lot of them when you show them all the corruption cases, the drug and everything, the age, obvious, you say yes, they know. And it is obvious that every Bat supporter on Twitter, anywhere, if you tell them that, oh, this is who Bat is, they know. By their reply, you know they know. But I think that what we need to do, especially at the grassroots level, so that we're able to shift the conversation from religion and ethnicity. Because even my auntie used to come and fight me. She used to be like, hey, Sam, you cannot be supporting an Igbo man against a Yoruba man. I was like, no, this is it's not about the tribe. So I think we need a form of voters education, electorate education, so that people be able to like understand that okay, this is not what we are saying. Okay, these are the issues we want to for you to address. This is not it because some of these people are keen like their mind are fixed. Some of them are they've been used to. Some of them will say, "But didn't Buhari promise this in 2015?" And I made note all of them that if we didn't actually watch Buhari's campaign videos, because I did, and I saw a lot of errors. I knew that this man was bad for Nigeria, honestly. So I feel like I think it's time to be able to it's a form of education. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do it because I'll be trying my best, but I still don't know. Maybe I'll ask you, Jack. If there's a way, there's an angle, particular angle that we can use it because I've tried. Oh, this is not about religion. He said because it's the northern game. Everybody believes, especially in the southwest here, everybody believes that um, everybody up north is a Muslim. I stayed in the north, so I stayed in Kaduna. I know it's everybody in the north that is a Muslim, but a lot of people have this fixed mindset of, oh, I want to follow the winning thing. You know, I think even the 1 million march has helped a bit, but I think that we still need more electoral education. But how to get that electoral education is something I've tried all angles. That's why I'm here. Okay, let's see how because they've actually I feel like the Muslim ticket that they used was some sort of diversion. So I can just clamor on Muslim to the election day. So I think that's all my solution for now.
Okay, thank you, Boyton. So I think that the honest truth is that we have a lot of work to do to explain to people, right, why the issue should not be about religion. Peter Obi has always insisted. He said, please don't vote for me because I'm a Christian. And do not vote for me because I am an Igbo man. If you think that other candidates, they are better off, if you think that they are more competent, please vote for them. And that's how it should be. So if somebody is saying things like, oh, I know that that is not competent, but because it's not from my tribe, you understand, I will vote for him. You see, that is the problem. And that is what we must change as a people. We have to invest in massive reorientation of our people. We have to correct that mindset. We have to correct that mentality, right? Because I think that is where the problem is. So going forward, what do we do? In my opinion, so I have two suggestions. One, I think we should stop engaging anything that has to do with any religious and ethnic themed tweets on Twitter. If you see tweets that, even if it's coming from Obedient, even if it's coming from my handle, and it has to do with ethnicity, it has to do with religion, please avoid it. Don't engage me. Don't even like, don't share, don't retweet. Now, I'm talking to everybody here. That is the best way for us to redirect this campaign to issue-based campaign. They know they can't win with issues. These people, they know that the only way they can get votes, some few votes in the Southwest, is to play that ethnic card. Tinubu understands this thing. They understand the game. They didn't see Peter coming from the onset. They never drafted him into the picture from the onset. So when he came in, it was more like a disruption. For them, it was Atiku Tinubu. Do you understand? And if this campaign was between Atiku Tinubu, it would have been easy for them. But now they realize that somebody with a lot of competence, impeccable character, somebody with so much integrity, somebody with so much competence is now on the ballot. And the person apparently has the support of the people. So first of all, if we are able to shut down online first, right? Remember what happened when this whole campaign thing started. We said something in our minds. The first thing we did, at least at my team level, was to say that we need to make Peter the most popular candidate online. That was the first strategy. That was when we started pushing in video content of all his achievements, pictures and everything. We made Peter popular online. First strategy, it worked, right? And then the second thing we did, we said, okay, how do we convert this online energy into offline energy? And that's why you started seeing 1 million man matches everywhere, right? Now, this is a carefully plotted thing. Like, it happened. It wasn't magic, right? Now, this is the same way we are going to decide on our own, that we are going to shut down anything that has to do with ethnicity. If possible, anytime anybody makes any such tweet, we all massively report that tweet, because we want to sanitize this country. We must fight for it. The soul of Nigeria, the future of this country, I tell people, is not in Peter's hand. It's in your hand. It's in my hand. We cannot leave it for one person to fix. Nigeria cannot be fixed by one individual. It can't be fixed by federal government alone. It can't even be fixed by state government and local government. Nigeria can only be fixed by all of us. We must all get involved. All the citizens of this country, we must all decide that we must move Nigeria forward, especially those of us that are still young. Because I don't know, these players, the current players we have in the polity now, as we speak, I can tell you that most of them will not be here in the next 2-3 decades. Most of them, they will not be here. They are going to destabilize this country and leave it for us. We will be the ones to suffer for the consequences. So we must be able to stand and say, no, you know what? We are not going to allow you guys. We won't allow you people. We will not allow you to continue dividing us, based on ethnicity, based on religion. If you go to other countries in United Kingdom, for example, go to US, you have multiple religion, you have multiple ethnicity, you even have Igbo villages in US. You have Hausa community everywhere in the United States of America. Why are they not telling them, oh, you can't vote, you can't be president? Was Obama not an African? An African from Kenya. But he became he became the most powerful president in the world. Why? Because he was competent. What happens if we start doing that? If we start doing that part as a nation, what happens? You know why they don't want it? They don't want it because they don't want to fix this country. It is greed. Greed. I posted a video yesterday where His Excellency Mr. P2B was describing what inspired him eventually to join politics. When he said things like, the professor that founded Kellogg, Kellogg School of Business, I think, when he took him on a walk, right? And the man told him, you see, it is the amount of faith you have in your country. That's why you don't rate your currency. Nigerians don't have faith in this country. Most of the people you see in political positions today, they do not believe that Nigeria, they don't even believe in this country. And that is why you see them spending dollars. They don't care about Nigeria. They don't care about your future. Most of us that are young, we care so much about this country because we know that it's our future. If you like, think, oh, I have an opportunity. I can go to United Kingdom. I can go to anywhere. Yeah, that's fine, right? But what about? Can you take everybody you love in this country out of Nigeria? Can you afford to do that? You can't. You possibly can't. If you're just a human being, if you're a normal human being that have conscience, you must always think about Nigeria and how to fix this country. But unfortunately, the people we have in political positions today, as of today, they care less about what we think. They care less about the future of this country. They just want to secure future for their kids. They just want to secure future for their loved ones and everything. So first things first, I think that we need to stop engaging any tweets whatsoever that has to do with ethnicity and religion, including from obedience. Don't engage. We can report the tweet. We must shut down this nonsense already. We can't afford to allow this country to degenerate further. And some of us, we have to stand up and fight. Don't think it's going to come easy. Every country you see today, we all celebrate. We celebrate UAE. We celebrate. It is good leadership. Singapore, we celebrate Singapore. Look at what is happening in Egypt today. It was because the citizens of Egypt, they stood up and they fought. They fought. And now they have the best kind of development you can ever think of going on in any African country. Google Egypt. Look at Egypt 7 years ago. Look at Egypt now. 7 years, just 7 years ago. And look at where they are now as a nation. The massive growth. Massive growth. What happens? What stops Nigeria from moving forward? What? Ethnicity. They will see a bright mind. Somebody that can fix Nigeria. They will tell you, oh, this person cannot be. Oh, Hausa cannot trust him. Oh, Yoruba cannot trust the person. Oh, Igbos cannot vote for the person. Why? Exactly. Why? Exactly. That should be the question. If a Nigerian is competent, we must all together, in one voice, especially as young people, we must all together shun ethnicity and religion in this country if we must move forward. Meanwhile, I have my co-host here, Judith. Judith, welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good
Thanks,
morning.
Jack.
Thank you for coming. So I will allow you to take a roll call, and call on the next speaker. I think Boyton, I think you want to Boytons, I think you want to say something just very
Yes, yes,
quickly.
yes.
Yes.
Just addition to what you said. But there's one thing that used to marvel me is that when we leave some stories, like when we ignore some stories, they make it like, oh, it's the truth. That's why you ignore it. I've noticed that stuff for like two stories on Twitter, even offline. When you don't tackle some issues out, I feel like even the ethnicity religion thing will be like, I think it's good for us to address it in a way that don't give room for further questions rather than just ignoring it. Because I think before podium reporters became popular, I noticed that stuff online. And I tried to call attention of some people to it, but nobody could. And today we see a lot of them, a lot of Festus Kayomo using that same reporters to bring out the fake news. I noticed it from the beginning, but nobody paid attention to it. So when they put out a story and nobody refused it, and they put out another one, then they feel like, oh, they'll base that, okay, when we said this, people did not talk. That's me. That's what I feel. Like sometimes you just have to like just address it in a way that you not raise further questions. I don't know if you agree with me.
Okay, yeah, sure. We
Hmm.
don't know it all. So Judith, go ahead. Go ahead,
Yes,
please. Go ahead. Take
I
over.
agree with Boito, but the important thing is, how do you respond? Respond with facts, fact check all that they say, respond with issues. The thing is, this religious and ethnicity propaganda is going to get worse as we advance towards the day of elections. And this space is a good one because this voter education is very critical. And it is all of us. Just imagine the number of people on this space, and we take it upon ourselves to say a minimum of 10 people a week. These people I interact with, people I meet on the road, whatever. Once you see the atmosphere is good, just chip in one or two on our spaces, on our statuses, to break that hold that they have on the minds of a lot of Nigerians who would rather go toe the line of ethnicity. Because there's one valid question that Peter will be asked. When you go to the market to buy something today, is the price cheaper because you're a Yoruba person? Is it cheaper because you're Hausa? No. Inflation and poor economy affects everybody. Insecurity affects everybody equally. So we need to become resolute. It needs to become like a day-to-day lifestyle where we say no. When somebody posts and talks in the line of ethnicity, you say no, this is wrong way to campaign for your candidate. There has to be a kind of a message that tackles that distraction, because the distraction from issues, you take them up immediately as politely as you can. If you want to be someone, we choose to go in a more tactical manner. Choose your message style and say, this is wrong. We won't talk. We as obedient, we will not engage on ethnicity and tribal and religious conversations. We will stay issue based. And these are the issues. What are your responses? So you give a guide of how the conversation should flow, and you respond on their tweets. You go and talk about it and break it down. So I think what Jack is saying about ignoring it is, don't feed it. Don't give them that popularity of making them look like what they're. Don't show anger. Don't abuse, because that's what they feed off from. They want to be happy that they're causing that chaos, that commotion in the minds of people. No, but once you take them up, say, and redirect the conversation back to issues, it breaks their hold. So I'm going to from here. Let me yield the mic to Grace Basil. So let's hear you. Great Basil. Or has he dropped his hand? Okay, so I think he dropped his hand. So let me hand over to Kibati. Kibati, let's hear your own side of how APC wants to divide Nigeria through religion and ethnicity.
I'm not sure if Kibati is on this speaker section. I don't know.
Is laughing. She's here. She's laughing. I saw her.
Yeah, I know she's here, but I doubt if she's not on the speaker section. Anyways, we have Ejiro. I think Ejiro was here before Kibati and any other person. So Ejiro, go ahead, please. Let's hear you.
Yeah, hello, good morning, Jack, and good morning, Judith. Yeah,
Good
regard
morning.
to the topic, APC trouble party seeking. The truth is that the division that these other parties are trying to create is the division. If you look at it, it starts from the media. If you take a cue from the Rwanda genocide, if they control the media with this narrative, then they will control the people. Because if there is a conflict in the media, it will go to the downstream. People will start hearing fake news. Or somebody insults uh, the Bible, somebody do this, and before you know, the uneducated will pick it up. So we know specific handles that these people use for their misinformation. Those handles, they have to have zero likes, zero comments, because we are the people that push this social narrative. If we comment on an issue, it goes viral. So if we see such information that are coming from these people, if we see that it's fake news, we can drop the fact and leave it at that. No retweet, no like, no much comment, because that's where they get the traffic from. So the people who are real Nigerians, the true Nigerians, not those paid influencers, we know that we understand each other. I've lived among Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, everybody. We have this harmonization, this brotherhood, this fraternity that we can fraternize with one another. We know the game of the political class. They don't play this game when they are sitting down in their lounge, in their convenience. They talk, but what are they playing? They are playing the game of survival to share the resources of the people. So we have to push the fact out there, and we have to talk about real issues. These people, they are not even talking how they are going to solve the problem of Nigeria. They are not talking about the failed 7 years. Even the PDP days was even better. They are still in power. They are trying to make us argue about irrelevant issues that will not move us forward. There's no power. What did you do with 8 years? So we have to focus on the real issues. It's not going to be easy, but we have to control the narrative. Those people and those that we know that will bring misinformation and fake news. Podium is because what's his name? This robo guy. Uh this APC guy that retweeted podium fake news, and we engaged it. That was why it went viral. If we didn't engage the podium news that Kayemo posted, it will not go viral. So once we ignore most specific handles, this misinformation will likely die down, because we are people out there. We are real people. We are not paid. They are not up to 500k, even though they put all of them in different room too. Because if you look at their tweets, it's like once they tweet, then you see 10 and they will follow up and second the tweet. Before you know, they start gathering traffic, and those 10 and they will just comment in one side. Probably they are in one room. If you want to catch them now, you pick up their IP and blacklist those accounts that they are using to spread misinformation from that room. But we have to first of all detect that these people, they cannot control the media, because if the grassroots already understand that they are suffering. Now it's for us to educate them. The other guy who's talking about his mother and religion and the rest. If me, for instance, I talk to my relative, they know I'm very well informed. I explain in black and white. If we don't move forward, we will not progress, because a lot of people have not been exposed. They don't know that they are suffering. First of all, you have to make them understand that they are suffering. This is not the type of life they're supposed to be living in an economy that works. Many people don't know that they are suffering, that they don't have basic amenities, they don't have good road, they don't have city centers, they don't have anything, they don't have support from government, whichever. They are just struggling day by day. So that way you have to enlighten them. If you yourself are trying to enlighten someone, you don't even know what the cause that you are fighting for, how will you enlighten them? So this APC and PDP, they have nothing to offer, and that they are going nowhere unless they want to fight the Nigerian people and bring the country down. They have to give the people the chance to elect a competent and committed leader, and they know that. So at the end of the day, when a campaign starts, you see some states will secure their state under labor, or secure their state and collaborate with Labour if they want to keep their state PDP. But the presidency is going to Labour. They all know this. But they try to look at what they are doing. We know our people in the north, they are with us 100%. But the government is controlling the narrative. They hold the media and they hold everywhere in the north, because most of them, the few ones on social media, some of them are paid influencers. The few ones that are real are not that much. If maybe the population of the social media awareness of the north is same as the south, you see that everybody there is already obedient. They know it to the core. They are suffering. So when the elections start proper, when the campaign start proper, we'll see that it's going, and we have to put more force. We have to push the narrative down, because it all starts from here. WhatsApp everywhere, share videos and everything. They will listen to the video. Who can understand PG can understand the English that Mr. Peter is speaking. So all this information is already going down. So they want to try to control the narrative on social media, which will not give a chance for 1 minute. Let me not take so much time. I hit the mic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ejiro, for your submission. Kibati, are you there?
Hi, Jack. Good morning. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Wow, this is a very important space at the right time. I'm sure we're all aware of everything that's been happening. Okay, there was some leaked memos from the APC camp in terms of what their strategy is in the coming days. We've already seen the leaked memos from the PDP camp. We already knew over the weekend that their strategy was to link this entire movement, the Peter Obi movement, from the APC camp. And when I saw it, I started laughing, because I'd been waiting for this to happen. I'd been waiting for them to. I'm surprised it took them this long, to be honest, because I'm sure you're all aware that this entire movement is a trailblazing movement. We are breaking barriers, we're breaking records, we're doing things that have never been done before in the history of this country. First things first, we have a candidate who was rejected by one of the major political parties, and then he joined a relatively unknown party, and then boom, he's a frontliner in this election. He's the leading candidate in the election. It's never happened. It was unthinkable a couple of months at the beginning of the year. I mean, and we're doing it. We're beating them on almost every metric you can think of. We're beating them. We're leading in this election circle, and it's shocked. They've tried everything. They've thrown everything at us. I mean, they've from threats to, I mean, name it. And then the one that's even giving them the most sleepless nights right now is they have this there's this belief, or I mean, it's actually a fact. I mean, they actually lead in terms of fundraising. I mean, the only area where they probably beat our movement is in funds. And you can see, you've been hearing all the tears they've been shedding since morning about people in the diaspora wanting to raise 100 billion naira for the campaign. And it's giving them, you've all seen Mr. Peter Obi's movement in the diaspora and the reactions and everything, and they are scared. They're running scared of the fundraising portals being open. So everything that's usually would all the metrics, all the areas in which they should have a leg up, I mean, we've shut those doors. So what else do they have to do? What's the next strategy? I mean, what's their fallback plan? Obviously, it's going to be tribe. It's going to be tribe. It's going to be religion. It's going to be to stoke ethnic tensions. That's the only other playbook. That's the reason why they were screaming. I mean, from the beginning of this movement, of this campaign period, they've been screaming about IPOB. I'm sure you guys have followed the trend. They've been very consistent, because I'm sure they are researchers. Don't make no mistake, these guys are not stupid. I mean, they've got some of the best minds in the world. Probably not even outside Nigeria. Political analysts and experienced fixers and all that working in their camp. So they know all these things. They've done the research. And the only reason why they're doing it is because they know it's effective. It's effective. They've done it and figured, okay, nothing will work. Nothing will kill this movement. The only thing they can hold on to is tribe and religion. So they are doing it because they believe it's effective. And I can't blame them. If I was in their camp too, I will do the same thing. So the question is, what are we going to do about it? Like I said, we've beaten them in every we've beaten back everything they've thrown at this movement, and it's now left for us to kill them here as well. Whether we like it or not, this strategy works. I've spoken to people who I respect, who are educated. Don't think it only works for uneducated people. This tribal sentiments thing. One of my mentors, one of the people I respect so much, I love so much. I mean, Rhys was telling me an experience. He's actually undecided at the moment and was sharing an experience he had some time ago in the East. When, as a journalist, some Yoruba journalists were discriminated against in Peter Obi's states, even though he said, Peter Obi was not directly involved. The truth of the matter is that if we actually open those wounds, I mean, there's no tribe in Nigeria that's, has not, you will not have, I mean, you cannot, the finger cannot be pointed at, as having some level of discrimination as a point of the, not the tribe as a whole, but the people, the citizens, So it's a uniquely Nigerian problem. Well, not a uniquely Nigerian, it's a Nigerian problem. And so they know they've picked up on it. There are lots of Yoruba people who probably have issues with Igbos. There are Igbo people who have issues with Yorubas. Let's search ourselves. It's the truth. So they've done the analysis and figured out that, okay, this is something that might work, not only on people in the rural areas, make no mistake, but like I said, this is not a usual campaign season. This is a campaign season that's breaking barriers, you understand? And Nigerians for once, I don't know, I think social media has to be thanked. Nigerians for once are ready for this. I mean, we're wiser than ever. We're a lot more enlightened as a people. And I think we don't take all these things hook, line, and sinker anymore. We're a lot more smart, we're a lot more strategic. So how do we get out of it? It's very simple. You guys have seen tweets from various people in the movement and saying don't engage. Yes, that is the way. When you see a tweet about this thing, attack them back with I may probably use Peter Obi's records. I wish somebody could just do a thread that we could just pin up on our profiles of Peter Obi's achievements as governor of Anambra State. Let's have them. Maybe we could just maybe have design. I don't know if the TBN design team is here. Just maybe probably do designs and do what do you call it, posters. You understand, listing out very strongly all the unique points about Peter Obi, how he's different from all the other candidates. So maybe when you see any tweet like that, just quote that tweet and just put up that or just in the comments. I don't know. You understand? Just shut them down. Let them know that we're not taking the baits. That's one. Then secondly, I was saying this thing to some people overnight that listen, the reason why this ethnic thing is coming up today, you guys, if you guys are paying attention, I think it was Friday or so that this Gislova story about Amoda Ogunlere broke, and I said, listen, guys, just wait to it. These guys are going to do anything to drive the conversation away from that. Because it's a big problem. It's a wound in their camp that has not been addressed. They are determined not to talk about it, not to engage on that tweet. So maybe the mischievous ones among us should take the conversation back there because they've not answered the question. We don't know who Amoda Ogulere is yet. We don't know. They released a documentary over the weekend about Tinubu and said absolutely nothing about his life, his upbringing, anything. They were quiet about his life before he went to the US. Who is this man? For me, that's a bigger problem. That's a bigger issue. And the streets want to know. The streets are talking and they want to know. So maybe let's not take the bait. Let's not let them move on. Let's not let them move on from that conversation because that's what they want to do. I mean, they will do anything to drive the conversation away from that. Let's keep reminding them. Let's keep pressing them. Amoda Ogulere is no longer trendy. Let's make it trend again. Guys, who is this man? Who is Amoda Ogulere? Who is he? You understand? What's all this? You understand? This story has been consistent. I mean, and we've not got. I mean, this man wants to rule Nigeria. Who is he? What's his ancestry? Who are his parents? Where is he from? Where did he make his money from? These are questions David Njenje has been asking and no one has answered. So I think we should redirect conversation. Let's not take debates. Let's not have these arguments. Like I think it was Jack that just said it now that if anyone, even obedience, anyone who tweets about ethnic, who makes tweets that seem like bigotry, that stoke ethnic tensions should be reported. You understand? And we'll move on from it. Let's not take the debate. Let's not even have the conversation. I think I'll yield here. Waju is here. Good morning, Waju. Good afternoon, Waju. I think I should just hand over. Or Jack, do you want to say something, or should I just hand over to Waju?
Oh,
We'll hand
you're
over
not
to
you're not handing over to
hand
what
over
you.
to
Judith, what are you saying?
Yeah, I see a couple of hands up. So, but let's quickly hear from Waju, then we can move on to
Okay, we have
No,
old man. Yes.
hi guys, hi
What?
guys. No,
Oh yeah.
no,
So what
no,
saying?
please,
You
no,
have.
please. Waju is going to allow other speakers to speak. We're going to come to him. We have Franny here. We have I think Goldman has been here. He has been coming in and going out. So let's just take a cue, right? And allow everybody to speak. Waju, I'm sure you
Okay.
have
Who
time
is
for
next
us.
on the queue? What you
Don't
hold on?
worry.
Who is next on the queue?
I'll be here. I'll be here.
Okay, let's have old man. Old man. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kbat. Good afternoon, Jack. Good afternoon, Judith. Yeah, I think just like the saying going, like this one will normally say, if you want to talk to me directly. Don't go through the corners. And I want to talk about APC. If you see what APC did in 2015, you won't believe it. It was so bad. And you know what they played? They played our minds. And they used two things, and even one thing, one particular something they used is that issue of religion. I want to use myself as example. The particular parish I was attending then, I had to leave that particular parish because almost everybody, from the pastor down to the, as in how do I call it? Everybody, they were against Jonathan then. Everybody, they used religion. For us to counter this narrative or for us to silence APC, we had to move away from that religion. And they see that this time is not playing out. That's why they said this. You started hearing the issue of don't use, you should stop using churches, you should stop using mosque and all that. That is exactly the same thing. Any particular topic you see that they are attacking, that is exactly what they used to get into power. And we have to silence those things. It's even easier for you to talk about ethnicity. I know to skip ethnicity, but when it comes to religion, we are so much attached, so religious, and we are not godly. And that is what they are using. Because they know the only place people can run to when they're in trouble, when they are seeking for answers, or when they're seeking to solve some issues, is the church or their religious whatever they are praying, whatever God they are praying, or whichever means they are using to pray to their God. And that is exactly what they used. So whatever we are going to counter, we are going to use religion. We are going to play away. We are going to make sure that religion is not part of this campaign. You can call someone IPOB like me. You can call me IPOB, and I will easily overlook it. But when you talk about my God, when you talk about the religion I practice, there's possibility of me looking, trying to counter you. So we should be able to talk, hold them. We should be able to stop them from using religion this time around, because these people, what they this is enormous, too big, and move away from there. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, old man. Well put, well put. All right, let me just go over the floor. Let me come to Saotelo. I don't know what button you put up your hands. Well, let's come to you. Mr. Manes, can you please mute your microphone? Manes, can you please mute your microphone? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to drop you if you don't mute your microphone. Okay, I guess you can't hear me. Okay. Okay, I've muted him. All right, Sir Othello, are you ready to speak now?
Yeah, I am. I
Good
am ready.
afternoon. You have the floor.
Afternoon, Kibati. Afternoon, Jack, Judith, and everyone here. Good afternoon. Jack, I don't know why you came up with this topic that APC is seeking to divide Nigeria. Well, I don't know if there's any country on the planet today that is more divided than Nigeria.
So APC is not seeking. APC has succeeded in dividing Nigeria within religious, tribal, and regional fault lines. And they are pushing this narrative to further divide Nigeria, even as we go towards elections. If you have noticed in the last few days, 2-3 days, there has been increase on tweets that are tilted towards ethnicity and regions, trying to incite people to react. And this is the strategy that they are using to get the obedience on the defensive. Unfortunately, it is not working for them. And I think Peter Obi and his team should take advantage of this narrative that APC is pushing. We have to take advantage of it. Jack, I've sent you a DM. I've DM'd you about 2-3 days back to share an idea with you on how we can take advantage of this ethnic and religious and tribal sentiment that they are trying to push, so that we use it and fight back.
Is it something that you can share here, sir?
No, it is
Okay.
not something that I can share here. You can, if you see your DM, you will see it. And
Okay.
yeah, if we discuss, if it is something that we can share, we can share. But I think that one has to do with Peter Obi and his team. He should be the one that will lead that, because we have to take advantage of the situation instead of us to sit down and complain, because it is not going to stop. The baiting, the tribal sentiment that they are using to bait the obedience is not going to stop. It is going to continue. So it is left for us to take advantage of the situation and also push our narratives forward. Now, most obedience are, there are so many tweets on that people are tweeting, don't respond to this, don't respond to this, but it's like most obedience are so angry that we don't look into some of these strategies that these people are using. If we don't respond to them, the idea will die. The idea will die. Now, someone talked about David Hunde giving us tons and tons and tons of information on one Amoda Ogunlere drawing board, and they are coming up with defense for all that David Hunde is doing. Most of them are accepting that, okay, they are not even voting for Tinubu again, they are going to vote for for Amoda Ogunlere. Oh, is that the name? So the idea is that once your opponent comes up with a strategy, instead of you to be complaining, you look for a way to use that strategy against the person. And I think we have a very good response to whatever they are doing. Jack, APC is not seeking to divide Nigeria. APC has divided Nigeria. It is left for us to look at how we use this opportunity to show Nigerians that Peter Obi is coming to unite Nigeria. He's not just coming to be a president, but he's coming to unite us. The modern APC has divided us. Thank you and God bless you. I yield the mic.
Thank you very much. And I'll take it up from where you just ended. That is actually a tweetable tweet. APC is not seeking to divide Nigeria, but APC has already divided Nigeria. Someone should put out the tweet fast. Let me yield the mic to Hey Franny. Let's hear you and what you have to say on this important topic for today.
Hi guys, good morning. Good morning, Jack. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, rather. I actually requested for the mic when Jack mentioned, how did he put it? He said, "Can you guys hear me?"
Yes, we
Hello.
can.
Yeah,
Yes, we
we
can
can
hear you.
All right, thank you. He said, "Ask APC what they are going to do. Ask them how they are going to fight corruption." Oh, my face just cringed. Ask what? What are you at this point, stage, time? We cannot ask, we cannot even engage them to tell us what they want to do. We can't. Like each time I watch their videos or the old videos, my whole body, like it feels as if things are crawling on my skin. That's how disgusting I feel hearing them talk, hearing them speak. Like, when you know somebody is going to lie, then you try to make, that's not my kind of person. If I know the truth, and I know if I ask you the truth, you're going to tell me a lie, I don't bother. What are we asking? When the whole barrel thing that gets missing, blah 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 news broke, someone wrote a post, Buhari, what are you doing? Buhari do something. What is Buhari doing? 8 years he did nothing. I'm counting days. I think we have 175 days left. I'm counting it. Each day I count, it gives me hope. It gives me hope. Like before now, if you say anything in Nigeria, nobody. What we would all say, Nigeria does not have it cannot be fixed. On one or two occasions, we must have made such statements because we did not know where to start. Where would you start to fix this country? But Peter came and narrowed our concerns down to, hey, this is possible. We can do this. Now I can say, yes, security can be tackled. Employment, I can say that with my full chest right now. But as at December last year, early January before he announced, I cannot. I gave up hope. There was nothing. I'm on this WhatsApp group where I would I like I always use the phrase evil when I want to refer to Nigeria. That was before Peter came. So I would always stress it. Oh, Nigeria is evil. Nigeria is this. Like I would see all the bad things about Nigeria, but I cannot remember the last time I used that word to reference Nigeria. And even back on that group page, WhatsApp group page, I had to tell them that I'm sorry. Like I apologize that I saw this country in this form. But no, not anymore. This man has erased all those concerns. Really, I mean, what else do we need? I cannot for the life of me engage or even watch them speak. What other promises are they coming to tell us? Like we will just be listening to them. Like I don't understand. If what's his name? Tinubu comes now and say, vote for me, I will do this, I will do that. We would listen. I don't get it. I would not listen to him speak. I would not. I feel disgusted when I watch him speak. They have lied and lied and lied. There is no one thing that they promised us when they were campaigning for Buhari that they did. We went down into the ground. We sunk in. I don't even understand. These people messed us up. And I read recently that he made his wife, Buhari, Aisha, director at Printing and Minting or whatever. Like how? I don't even care. They can wreck the country. They can finish us off. They can finish everything. They should take everything they want. They should print more notes.
The
They
wife's
should.
younger brother. Sorry to chip that in.
Sorry?
The wife's younger brother. The wife's brother.
Thank you.
To chip
Okay.
that in.
Yeah, I appreciate. Thank you. They can do anything they want to do. All we should focus on is we have 175 or 4 days left, and each day we tick that date off the calendar. That is the level I'm now. I cannot wait for those people to disappear. I cannot wait for them to just get out. Just get out. I wish Peter before, I don't even know how he would start, but I wish he would build us a maximum prison, really, where all of them would be thrown in there and rough, because those people are so wicked, so mean. Like when they make decisions, when they wake up and still not keep to their point? Do they even think about a child, like an innocent child that does not even know anything about voting or politics in Nigeria? How is that person faring? They just grow, they don't care. They wake up, they don't care. Peter has said during the Houston conference, Peter said he's a trader, that if things don't go well, he'll go back to his trade. He has always been saying, we've heard him say that. He'll go back. There's people like Prof. Pat that would have to explain to Nigerians why certain things turned out the way it did. That he would just go back to his business. He must have to win. Peter must have to win. Like, I cannot, my brain now is so calm. Like, if I cannot even imagine it that he must win. And I don't want to say the word. Peter must win. Peter must win. I can't stress that sentence enough. Peter must win. APC should vanish from that party. Should let this election be the last time that they would have such momentum during election, because with the Labour Party coming up, and hopefully we just phase them out. We just phase them out. It can happen. They just go to the bottom. They just disappear. I cannot engage those people. I cannot. The only thing I read headlines, which is not surprising. Whatever worse he wants to do, nothing would surprise us from that camp again, because they have done and undone. There's nothing left to do anymore. They should print more money, sink us in serious inflation. That's fine. Just go. Do whatever you want to do and get out. Let's breathe and start from the beginning. That's my state of mind, honestly. So when you say what do now, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, because it's all lies. I'm waiting. I don't even want to hear any of their campaign, whatever speech. Because one, they don't even sound intelligent. So how would I even keep my head at the guns? Speaking so carelessly and they don't even articulate well. Like, their sentence is everywhere. You will have to work your brain to understand when they speak. So why would I want to touch my brain like that? I cannot do that. I'm sorry, I can't. So please, I'm here to encourage us. Peter must win. There is no plan B. It's either Peter or Peter. He must win. So that's it. He must have to win. He must have to win, because I'm not even. He must have to win, because there's no other choice. The country will shut down. In fact, he must have to win. Please. APC is an evil party. They are the reason why I felt that way about Nigeria all this while. Because before now, if you tell me Nigeria, and I visited, I lost my laptop in taxi, I called. So it was just bad things. And I'm like, oh, evil. That was me before Peter. But Peter, I can't remember the last time I used that word on Nigeria. And a lot of us can. We listen to our instincts, like we observe people and we try to read people, follow our instincts, I know your instinct.
I could feel the passion. Like, I could tell that this is someone that genuinely loves Nigeria and wants the best for her. But you said something that all the promises APC made, that they have not fulfilled anyone. Well, what if I tell you that they promised us that they are going to give us change, and they actually did? They give us change. Now, I think what we didn't do was to ask them carefully, what kind of change are you bringing to Nigeria? Is it positive or negative? But they said they want to change, and they actually changed. So having said that, I think I am one of those that I actually developed that, what I call mental stubbornness, for a very long time. I have always known that it's either Peter or Peter. There is no option. There is no going back. And I want to tell you that I am with you on that. I have never in my mind doubted if Peter will win or not. My only concern is the margin. I want the margin to be I want very huge margin. I want Nigerians to know that this is a reflection of our mindset as a people, that Nigerians are tired of the political elites those that have decided to hold us back for so long, and have never cared about the people. It has always been about them, what they can get, how they can position their families, the contract they will be able to get, execute at humongous I've been involved in contracts in Abuja here where people inflate contracts with over 2,000%. I'm not joking. I mean, when I say 2,000%, like the actual price of those contracts were actually inflated by 2,000%. And directors, I usually tell people, I say, when I see people say, oh, the president is corrupt, I tell them, you don't know people that are corrupt in Nigeria. I can mention them for you. Directors of finance in all the ministries in Nigeria, directors of procurement in all the ministries in Nigeria, directors of which one again? Pansex, all of them criminals, with the exception of none. I'm not saying this, I am ready to defend it because I know what I'm talking about. They are all criminals. And if this country must move forward, we need a president that will be able to challenge these people and be able to weed them out. We must change the system. It's no longer negotiable. At this point, it's no longer something we can say, oh, maybe we have to be soft and see whether we can. We have to. If we don't, our kids will complain just like we are complaining. And I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for my kids to tell me, oh, what did you do when this man was doing this, when this man was doing that? You kept quiet and then you're here now complaining. I don't want to complain no more. I want Nigerians to, especially the young people, I want us to change our mindset towards solution. Like, let us be solution driven. We've passed that stage. The generation before us had always complained about all the ills in the country, about how Nigeria is not doing this, about how Nigeria is not doing that. But what did they do about it? That's the question. Do you understand? They did nothing. Most of them folded their hands. Most of them were not bold enough to challenge the status quo. But you see, this generation, we can no longer keep quiet because we want this country to be fixed. 200 million people living in a country. And then you have countries with less than 20, 30 million people progressing with all everything we have in this country, the land we have, the human resources we have, the good weather we have, everything that God has blessed us with. We can't make good use of these things, right? We keep complaining. It's time for us to get to work. We have to fix Nigeria. After Peter, when Peter eventually wins, Peter alone, I repeat it, cannot fix this country. We all have to sacrifice for Nigeria to work. You know, some of us will have to leave what we are doing and focus. We must make sure that Nigeria works in our lifetime. You understand? Because at the end of the day, the next generation will remember us as that generation that stood our ground and made sure that the right things are done. Look at today. We are all celebrating Len Kuan Yew. We are all celebrating people like we celebrate even our past leaders. Our past leaders. Look at the kind of people that led Nigeria in the 50s and in the 60s. Look at them. Look at the likes of Awolowo. Look at the likes of what's it called? Nnamdi Azikiwe. Look at the likes of Ahmadu Bello. They genuinely cared for their people. You understand? Go to the east. You look at people like Michael Okpala. The things that he did as at 50s till today, they are still standing. Look at Tafawa Balewa. Watch the old videos of these leaders when the world were respecting Nigeria. Look at them. Have you watched the videos of Tafawa Balewa in the United States of America for a visit? Do you see how people respected him? Do you see how eloquently he was speaking and all of that? Well, you begin to ask yourself, what happened? How did we get to this point? How did we get to this point? It was greed setting, ethnicity setting, religion setting. We left the important things and we started pursuing shadows. And now APC wants to take us back to those old, they want to take us back to start discussing irrelevant topics, irrelevant things, when we have issues that we should be discussing. I mean, we can't allow them. So I'll use the mic. Let's allow other people to speak. I believe that someone like Vicky Billy also, I think he should be the one to speak now because he has been here.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Jack, I want to tap from your electrifying voice. We are not angry enough in this country. And I think the youth have finally realized and that is the motive, that is the propeller that will only make us to change this country. We need to multiply the anger that we have. A lot of things being said there resonate so many well with my thoughts, with my line of thought. It is time to give these people the real madness that they deserve. You see, they say that the kingdom of the kingdom of God suffered violence, and only the violent take it by force. This is time to apply real pressure and real madness towards these guys. These people are not real human beings. These are people who have decided to privatize the profit of this nation and socialize the loss. They have decided to toe towards the line of ethnicity and religion in order to further their greed on us. I always tell people that education alone cannot solve the issue of tribalism and ethnicity in this country. It is only good leadership that can liberate us from these shackles these people have bequeathed on us. So it is time for us, the youth, to take it by force. I heard someone saying that we shouldn't engage these guys when they make something about P2B. I think I want to take a different view. Anytime they say something, because most of these people you see, they have a huge amount of followers. So they are the fact here is that we are not looking for the people that had already made their mind to vote for this coward, this miscreant, APC and PDP. We are looking out for the newbies. There are a lot of people that are on Twitter that are sitting on the fence, waiting for the people that makes the loudest voice before they make their decision. And in a game of politics, it is a game of the persons that makes the highest noise. And that is why these people are trying to prevent these obedient Laris in so many states, just like in the governor of Kaduna State. They know the impact of people doing rallies because there are a number of people who do not know who to vote for. Once they see that a number of people are rooting for this kind of person, that is when they make their decision. So I want to briefly navigate and say that anytime you see anybody, somebody like Rega, Reno, Sega, all of them, when they make something, let us give them that. Let it be the only thing they benefit from us. Let us give them that traffic. Let us keep engaging them. If that is what they want, we keep engaging them. Because the more you leave it, the more the newbies, the people that are new on social media, keep on seeing this bad narrative about P2B, the more they keep on believing it. So, but the more we keep engaging them, because some of them goes through the comments that people engage on. Understand? In this country, so many of the youths have decided to sacrifice capacity, integrity on the altar of mediocrity. Somebody like Whitebeard, we all know that guy is intelligent. Let me say he's knowledgeable, he's not intelligent. But these are people that have purported the interest they will gain from these people. So they have decided to confuse people on this social media. The more you allow those people to control the narrative, even you as a P2B fan, the more you begin to have a very shaky background. So the more we keep engaging them, the more we have our solid fame on our principal, who is P2B. So I just want to tell everybody that once we see them making any post against P2B, we should engage them. We shouldn't keep quiet for these people because they want to run us out of this Twitter space, but they cannot do it because they know once we shift our ground or once we start keeping quiet from this, whenever they engage P2B and they notice that we keep quiet, they keep on churning out more and more negative narrative about P2B. But the more we engage them, can't you see that when they bring out one narrative, if we engage them, before 2 days, those narratives will fizzle out. But if we keep quiet, they keep on reciting on that narrative until it penetrates where they want us to penetrate. So that is what I want us to keep engaging them. We shouldn't leave them all. These people that they cannot run us out of this Twitter space. Never. They keep on saying that P2B is the president of Twitter. He's the they refuse to know that the people on Twitter are human beings. I have families, I have friends, I have well-wishers. If P2B have about 2 million followers on Twitter who are rooting for him, those 2 million people have followers, have family members, more than 10, 20 family members. And these people on this Twitter controlling this narrative are people who will still tell people, see, I think this guy is the right person. So I believe on that school of thought that we should keep engaging these miscreants, these APC and PDP miscreants. This is not they did all these things they did to President Goodluck Jonathan. So if I continue voicing out, I might go out of line. So let me use the microphone here, and I will keep on being on this listening session. Thank you very much for what you guys are doing.
Yeah, thank you very much. So let's hear from IKT Guard. And before you speak, I want to say something. There is this concept in marketing that says share of voice. I want to buttress on what the last speaker just said. Share of voice in layman's language is who is speaking the loudest. So when different brands are advertising in the market space to attract their consumers to buy their products, there is a measurement that says share of voice, who's speaking the loudest. Most times, the consumers will be attracted to who is speaking the most. That's why we must redirect these conversations that want to distract us or take us down the path of ethnicity and religious wasted time debates to issue-based. Take them up on issues, bring comments or published reports about them that are from third-party credible sources and take them up on it. So we have to keep to speak, but how do we speak? We must speak based on issues. Avoid religious and ethnicity sentiments. Even Peter Obi doesn't represent that. He's a man of credibility and competence. He's worked with several people from every nook and cranny of Nigeria. He's gone to support education even as far as in the north. So there is not a representation of ethnicity or religion, and we are not. The obedient movement is not about that. We want Nigeria to work again. We want to take Nigeria from consumption to production. We want a country where this child of nobody will have equal opportunity. We want education to be revitalized. We have very, very brilliant Nigerians who need opportunity. Not everybody wants to go abroad. So people want to be here. And mind you, most of these political elites, they have dual citizenship. Their children are studying abroad. Nothing is wrong with that. But what I'm trying to say is that they are well taken care of. They've mapped out their way. That's the more reason why we must be focused. Stay on issues, heighten up the conversations. When anybody comes and tells you, oh, you this lady from this tribe, you want to vote, and an Igbo man cannot be president, say no. That is the problem Nigeria has suffered till date, and we want to move away from that thought. You see some of the political candidates going about using their languages, ethnic, to do their campaign. We've moved away from that. Peter Obi has changed the game forever, and we will not go back to the trenches where they put us before. We're moving forward. I'm going to be calling in the next person that is going to speak. So we are going to stay issue-based. So IKT Guard, over to you. Let's hear you on this important topic.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be in this space, and I think this is my first time of sharing a space with Jack, and I consider this a pleasure. APC, APC has failed. APC has failed, and they have shown all the signs of a failed party. Like I said in previous spaces, APC failed on several fronts. APC failed on healthcare, APC failed on security, APC failed in the education. You can go on and on. In the economy, there is nothing to write home about. And what is even more scary to me, it's not even about Tinubu. What is even more scary to me is the supporters of APC. These people are just very, very funny and very, very unfortunate, if I'm gonna put it that way, because these persons do try as much as possible to market a candidate they know is not sellable. And what is even more annoying for me is the fact how they expect that Nigerians should accept whatever nonsense they are spewing out. Like, on what basis can you present Tinubu as a credible candidate? He has so many backlogs already. This is somebody they said Tinubu built Lagos. Built Lagos. How did he build the Lagos they're talking about? Tinubu imposed taxes in Lagos and used that as a means to enrich himself. And are here defending him. On what basis? Peter Obi was the governor of Anambra State, and this was a state that just came out from this civil war. As a matter of fact, Obasanjo even testified to the fact that even after the war, when he visited Anambra State, he was surprised as to the development that was happening in that state. Lagos State was one state that was receiving IGRA from the federal government. Lagos was the former capital. We have virtually all the seaports located in Lagos State. So how then do you not expect that state should be? In fact, that Lagos State should be more developed and more advanced than what it currently is now. If Peter Obi was to be the governor of Lagos State, I'm sure Dubai will be lane walk when Peter Obi must have been done with Lagos State. You can see the precedence of what Peter Obi has done back then in Anambra State. Until today, it still speaks volume. It still speaks volume. As for PDP, well, like I said in previous places, PDP failed as an opposition. And for PDP, they see nothing wrong with what the APC-led government has done. I mean, what is there to oppose? To them, if they had the chance, they will do the same thing that APC is doing, or even worse. So to them, there was nothing wrong, and so to them, there was nothing worth voicing against that opinion about what the APC government has done. Like, is the same way they say, best of the same feather, they flock together. So there's nothing evil or nothing wrong with what they have as a party have done. Now let's take a
Sorry, IKT, sorry, please continue, please. Unmute your mic. I think it was a mistake.
Okay, all right. And find out what up with this. I'm trying to push the narrative away. They believe that APC can use tribe or religion to get to Nigerians. I personally feel, and what I've seen so far, I believe that it will not work. Now, remember when this campaign started, this movement started, these people came with a lot of narratives. First, they said this Obi doesn't have structure. And later on, they now said that Obi will collapse the structure. The same structure you said was not existent. You see, now you're saying that you collapse that structure that's not existent for PDP. Then these people came up again and said, Bibi Nigeria will come up. I'm trying to prove to you that these people are failing. Despite the fact that they are pushing certain narratives, it is not working because Nigerians are beginning to realize that bad governance does not recognize tribe or religion. Neither do bullets recognize you are Igbo man or your Hausa man. If you have a bad government, it will affect everybody. We have students who are on strike or have been at home for the past 6 months, 7 months now. Does the bad governance recognize that you are an Igbo student or you're a Hausa student or you're a Fulani student? It's affecting everybody. So Nigerians are beginning to understand that we have to be very, very involved in whoever occupies the corridors of power. That is the point you need to understand, that Nigerians are now conscious of the political system because they're realizing that bad governance is not to be tolerated. It affects Nigerians either directly or indirectly. And so Nigerians are speaking out. And so they came up with the narrative again that Bibi Nigeria will come up and people will decide. Of course, Bibi Nigeria came up. And today, Bibi Nigeria is even trying to find relevance. Many Nigerians are not even giving them that much attention. Again, those cash TVs, I don't want to mention their names because personally, they are very, very irrelevant to me. They also push a narrative that the Champions League will start. The football started, and you should see Nigeria is speaking. Now they say we are online on Twitter, but my friends, you can see that the obedience Nigerians are moving on the streets. Ibadan, many states, Edo states, you name it, the list is endless. Nigerians are moving. They're seeing the offline movement and they are scared. So the view by these people that religion they will bring up, they will try whatever they want to do, but I can assure you that it won't work. Because Nigerians, I have seen a lot of friends, my friends who are Yoruba, who are Hausa, who are saying they're going to vote for Peter Obi because they're already seeing the signs are already clear. I stay in Edo State. And to me, it's even too easy because virtually everybody you ask, they tell you it's Peter B that voting for, Peter B that voting for. So it's even too easy for me because the state already is an obedient state. And come 2023, I'm not just talking because I want to talk. I have my PVC. From 2023, the election day, I will definitely vote. I'll come out and vote. Just to send a message to those people that see, we are interested. We have interest in who governs this country. So basically, in some way, that mantra of trying to divide Nigeria with religion and tribe will not work this time. It can never work because Nigerians now know that they must be involved in the process. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, IKT Gadgets. I think we have Ayo. Ayo, Ayo, yes. Ayo, please. Ayo Dele. Ayo Dele, are you there?
I'm there, but please give me some minutes. You can still go on.
Okay, good.
Good.
Let's have Manners. Manners, you're here before. Manners, are you there? Manners. Okay, so if Manners is not here, let's have Waju. Waju, let's have you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Such an honor to join you. Good afternoon, Jack, Key, and Judith, and everyone on this space. First and foremost, I would direct you all to the Jumbotron. I just posted something that one of my friends actually tweeted. I think we should know first and foremost that our African brothers are leaving us behind. They are making giant strides to make sure that the best of them are the ones leading. Cote d'Ivoire, a former Credit Suisse boss, Tejan Thiam, is going to be contesting for the presidency of that nation. A couple of days ago, we know that Ruto won the election in Kenya, and just a couple of hours ago, the Supreme Court of that particular country has upheld his victory. It's 2022, going on 2023. Unfortunately, most of us are still playing politics with our lives. We're equipping those who are very big on propaganda and politics, but very low on governance. We're equipping them with our mandates. It then tells us about our own values, one way or the other, whether we believe it or not. It shows that, please mute your mic, please. And it tells us, how very, very, low on, good values that we all are. It's a pity. Now, let me paint a clearer picture. Jack was saying something about those that he considers as corrupt a couple of minutes ago. In 2012, in 2010, but up until 2012, I was
Waju, are you
a
there?
brother, or let me say an uncle, a big cousin anyway, who was a director in the Ministry of Finance. He was in charge of those that were to protocol guests that would come for that inauguration. He was put in charge of those in Akure and its environs. Now, he called upon me. Now, I'm painting this picture so that you understand the kind of corruption we are battling with. He was put in charge of this, and being his younger brother, he called me that, okay, guy, okay, you need to come and work here and stuff like that. So, no wala. So he gave me the opportunity to be in charge of a particular guest house around Alabwaka, for those who know Akura very well. Now, the plan that that was, I mean, the arrangement by the government was that on a daily basis, we're supposed to have a place to ourselves as protocol officers within the guest house. I'm going somewhere. We're supposed to be given between 30 or 50,000 naira on a daily basis. I think the activities were for about, maybe 3-4 days. And what have you. Now, I'm talking about the whole of Akure. You can imagine the number of guest houses that all the guest houses were fully booked. Now, when I got there to resume, and this was a family, not a person I don't know. First and foremost, I was not given an apartment to stay within the guest house. I had to go back to my own place and stuff like that, which means that the room that was already allocated to me was given to somebody else who would pay. Now, like I told you, we're supposed to be paid about 30 to 50K on a daily basis, and they were still going to eat, morning, afternoon, evening meal at the restaurant of that particular guest house. There was never a time. Now I'm painting this picture so you understand the corruption that we're fighting with. There was never a time all through my stay within that, premises that I was served by the restaurant of that guest house. They had to bring our meals from outside. And eventually, when we're done, my big cousin gave me 50K for the 3-4 days I spent. Now, so if he was able to get whatever he got over me, I'm telling you, whatever was arranged for me was not less than 200K in quotes based on arrangement. Now, if he took 150 over, away from my wages and everything, and he took it from other people like that, how much do you think he made eventually, as it affects that? Now, the problem we've had over the years is that we have people who really understand that that's the way it plays out, and they have enjoyed the rot. They will never allow somebody who will come and model good leadership, who has the moral fibers, who has the figure that you need of a leader to really show you how things are to be done. Now, what is unsettling the political class that my Egbo they refer to me as perfectly and succinctly coined as the ruining class is that it looks as if there's a dude who is appearing on the stage to take from them what over the years has become their own money spinner. APC is not the problem. And unfortunately, I have an equal, not a friend, not an enemy, but a brother who is also a politician, Theo Abu. APC is not the only problem. The problem we have, whether we like it or not, are the people over the years that have always driven this narrative. I like the fact that somebody talked about structures. Yes, for them, they thought they had structures, and that's why they were abusing Obi all this while. You all have rightly said it. They are befolded, they are bewildered, they are surprised at the level of acceptance or love that Nigerians have actually shown them. They don't believe. See, they might not want to tell you this truth, but they know. And I just think that Nigeria just needs, we're just a leadership away from being a society that is close to a utopia. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be all good. A leader that would truly be interested in Nigerians. I'll ask you a simple question. To get a new Toyota Corolla 2022 now, let's even say it's not even an SUV, just a normal, you are not going to spend less than 15 million, if not more than that. Now we have we have a company in Nigeria that does cars. That what we probably will buy for 20, 15 million, from Toyota, we might still be able to get it from, from Innocent, maybe for like 7 or let's say 10 million. You can see the difference. Let's go say 12 million. Now, do you imagine if truly we have leaders who want to grow our economy? What should they be doing? It's not rocket science. We have said this years ago. The Hyundai, the Toyota, the Kia, all of these cars from the Asian continent now, at a point, it was only the leaders of those nations that made it mandatory for their people to buy, even though they were not the best in terms of standards internationally. Today, Toyota has become the national brand for Nigeria. So it tells you that what we really need is just a leader that truly is interested in Nigeria, not a leader who buys his way, even during ordinary conventions and spending millions of dollars. Not a leader whose ancestry is up in the flames. We don't know. Not a leader who would rather use evil narratives to turn Nigerians against one another. Guess what? Such a leader, I'm sorry, you might not want to buy it. They are not the ones that both APC and PDP are parading. You only need to go and check where they are coming from, what they have done, how they have lived their life to find your truth. Young Nigerians like you and I grew up in the city of Ibadan. My mother was a teacher before she retired. And I keep saying it to those who really want to listen. As at the 1980s, early 90s, I was being taken to cultural center to watch live theatrical productions. Obisha saw all to enjoy beautiful, the dramatic representations. I was at Leventis where Uncle Ben's Rise was a beautiful thing then. I mean, Kingsway, those were beautiful places to visit back then. And as a teacher, my mother could afford to give me all of those things without becoming corrupt or stealing or becoming indebted. There's I say it now with all confidence, there's no civil servant who earns this evil wages called minimum wage, 30,000 naira minimum wage, whether at the level of directorship or not, that can confidently say that in a year, if you don't even touch any of your wages, you can buy a brand new car without stealing. My question is, how do we think that the system that has made this possible will yield to us the kind of leadership we want? I'm begging Nigerians. See, we may not have a chance to get it right again if we miss out on Obi. I'm not saying you should not appeal to all of your sentimentalities and proclivities. I mean, it's good for you. APC, PDP, they are not a choice we should give a thought to. I've said it that if not for the lackluster performance of PDP, Nigeria would not have been subjected to this disaster by APC. Best opportunities in Nigeria to fix this nation. But guess what? The same people that they had that were the best, they destroyed them themselves. because of selfish agenda that some of them actually had. And they are still not over that selfish interest. That's why an Atiku will win their tickets. Guys, I'm a Yoruba guy. Somebody mentioned Whitebeard. For those who know me on this space, I've always hosted spaces where I'm even against those that they call secessionists. Whitebeard, because of some of the narrative they are cooking up amongst them, called me a secessionist in one of the spaces we had last time. Now that's to tell you their agenda. If we do not do all that we have to do to make sure that at least the glory days of Nigerians are restored by putting in those who can see. I'm not saying Obi is a savior, but Obi provides the platform. Let's start with that. If Obi messes up, we'll change him. But we cannot afford to go with a person whose ancestry is in question, whose educational qualifications we can't verify, whose style of leadership is at the best very, very Machiavellian. That's not the person that we need. And neither are we settling for someone that even his boss has called very corrupt. That's not what we want. It's high time, as young Nigerians, we rose up and fought for what we believe our future should be like. Thank you so much. That's my submission.
Thank you so much, Waju, for that submission. It's always good listening to you. God bless you. So let's quickly move. Let's move to our brother from the other side, Tio Abu. Tio, go ahead, please. Let's have you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to the obedient. I know it is your platform, and I want to first of all, acknowledge my brother and friend, Jack, for giving me this opportunity. He comes to my space sometimes, and most times, if I would say, and I also, give him opportunity to speak as well. And to my brother Jack, it's always, issues based for us. We don't call names, it's issues based. Well, the reason I actually wanted to come here, because he's the host here, I actually wanted to come here and just listen to you guys, pick one or two things, because you nobody knows it all. So, but then he said something that really, really drew my attention then, and I said, okay, let me just come up on this space and also make one or two submission. Yeah, most people on this space, they know where my stand is and the person I am supporting, and I am doing this unapologetically. And my candidate in 2023 is no other person than, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Yes, this is the man that, I supported 4 years ago. And the vision that I supported, 4 years ago, that vision has not changed. And our national leader, who is on sabbatical, in Labour Party at the moment, the person of, His Excellency Dr. Peter Obi, he was part of that vision, and I see no reason why, I should jettison a vision that I supported, 4 years ago for, a new vision, which, so many people are now proposing. But away from that, I would want to correct one or two impression, that people always have, that when you support a particular candidate, it means that you've been financially induced, to do so. Come on, we need to get off this, mentality. Like, it takes us nowhere. People, as in, this is democracy. People have the right to support whoever they want to support. So are you telling me that in 2019, when you supported, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and His Excellency, P2B in 2019, that you were paid to do so. Come on. So why are you now having the impression this time around that people are being paid, to support a candidate because you do not agree with them? You believe, well, me, to me, I don't honestly give a damn about what people think, that I am being paid to do what I am doing. Come on. If in your own mind you believe that people are being paid, or you were paid to do so, to some of us it can never be so, right? But away from that as well, to what my brother Jack was saying earlier about the likes of Awolowo, the likes of what is his name, the likes of Awolowo, the likes of Nnamdi Azikiwe, Michael Okpara, the likes of Tafa Balewa, and the rest of them. How Tafa Balewa in the 60s, how he spoke eloquently well in the US when he was invited, to meet JF Kennedy then and all that. And yes, this was actually what made me to request for this mic. And I want to remind my brother Jack that, see, there was a reason why, these men, we give credit to these men for being some sort of pioneers for what we for the little achievement that we were able to achieve in the 60s and all that. Yes, there were challenges in that republic as well, but you cannot compare what it was then to what it is now. Why were these people able to achieve certain things for their region, especially the likes of Awolowo, who gave his people education, the likes of Amadu Bello, and that of Okpara, in the southeastern Nigeria? The reason is because we had what we call regional government then, and every of these leaders were catering for their own region, instead of the center, where power is now being concentrated. So to each one, the leaders in each trajectory of their people, and you could see how many of them achieve a whole lot in that republic, like what Awolowo did for the western region, where they had good education, like what Amadu Bello did for the good people of the northern Nigeria, where he introduced agriculture, commerce, and every other things to them, and what Okpara and Nnamdi Azikiwe did for the eastern region, where he introduced some sort of entrepreneurial spirit in them and all that. And these are the people who were pioneers, and these pioneers, they were responsible for the development of their people regionally. And this is what Atiku Abubakar, even in 2019, where Obi was on that ticket, this was what he was proposing, that there is a need for us to restructure the system, because the system that we currently have is a flawed system. The constitution that we are currently operating on was handed over to us by the military. And the thinking of the military cannot be compared with what, as in we is now obtainable in a democratic setting. And Alhaji Atiku Abubakar believes that, see, for us to have a system that works for everyone, there is a need for us to rejig this system. There is a need for us to restructure this system, and there is a need for us to devolve power from the federal level down to the sub unit. And this is how states will be responsible for certain things. And by devolving this power, States will now, as in from state to local government, and you will see that development, even from as in the state level, because you can't tell me that as a president, you know what is happening to a man from Abakaliki. As a president, you may
Sorry
not
to
know.
cut in, Theo. I want us to stay on
uh,
course.
I, I,
APC, a troubled party seeking to divide Nigeria. So can we talk
all
on?
right, all right. I
Yes,
will,
sir.
I will
Thank
go.
you.
I will go to that now. Okay, sorry about that. So, in a nutshell, to cut the whole long story short, my candidate, the person I am supporting, because this is an issue-based, campaign. The person I am supporting, he is proposing restructuring and devolution of power. And to every Nigerian, as in, except you do not know what our problem is as a person, you will know that our problem can be solved with restructuring and devolution of power. Now to the APC. APC is one political party that I do not even, want to be, talking about. Like IKT was, made mention of something that PDP has been a terrible opposition to the current administration, that, PDP is not doing enough. And I'm here to tell you that Theophilus Abuagada, I can tell you for a fact that I have done opposition work more than many people that you can think of. Bro, I have been arrested. I have been detained for days. Because of what? Because I went to the street to protest. Please, have you been arrested or detained before? You haven't. So I have had my own fair share of this administration. So for you to come on this space to tell me that I have not done enough, it's insulting, and as in it makes no absolute sense. Because APC government, like we all know, is a very wicked government. And it's a government that has brought nothing but suffering and sorrows to the Nigerian people. And there should be the one that we must concentrate our efforts in trying to remove from power. Instead of, because the PDP, through a democratic process, produced a candidate that many of you, like my friend Jack, are not comfortable with, who now believe that, PDP is no longer, the platform that they should trust. Yes, you have every right, to be angry with, PDP as a platform and everything. In every democratic process, there will always be people, who will feel aggrieved to certain things. But beyond that, I must tell you that PDP as a political party, in case you may have forgotten, because history matters, and records are not kept for the weakness of the brain, but as a guide to the future. That the same PDP that you are talking about today, because people like Waju, they supported APC, they brought, they were part of those that brought APC to power in the first place, because they felt that PDP was not
Theo,
calm
I would
down.
allow you to do everything, but please don't saw my name. No.
Come on,
See, please,
Waju. When you
Theo,
were
Theo.
talking,
No, but I didn't call you.
Okay, guys. So I'm sorry. I don't want the back and forth. I want us to revert back to the original idea of the space, which is APC, a troubled party seeking to divide Nigeria. Theo, whoever supported APC in 2015 or even 2019 is not important at this point. I don't care if Waju supported APC or not. I mean, that's not my business. What we are interested in, I've said it before, let's move away from complaints, talk about solutions going forward. Theo, you have been here marketing your party. You noticed I didn't talk because, of course, our platform is a platform that allows everybody to express themselves, right? If I happen to be in your space, maybe by now, if I don't, they tell me, Jack, time don't they do. But it's all good. I can understand how you feel, my brother. I mean, because sometimes I feel like I should just call you up and say, Baba, come, let me buy you a drink, because it's not easy. You're doing a very difficult job. Marketing a product that is not marketable, like something that is not sellable. It's I feel for you. I feel for almost all PDP guys at this point, because I know how it feels, this whole clamor, because Nigerian people came out on the street and say, give us P2B and we are going to back you fully. But unfortunately, those of you preferred to make money and collect dollars from Uncle Dubai, Mikano boss. And at the end of the day, this is where we are. So you even renamed your name. My guy renamed his name to Abu Tio Mikano. Anyway, it's all good. Please, I'm going to allow you to speak for the next 2 minutes, and I want you to talk about the issues we are talking about. I beg, just leave your party. People that are interested in listening to your party, they will come to your space and listen to your party. But right here, we are discussing APC. So I find it somehow that you spent almost more than 5 minutes talking about restructuring. When we are talking about APC, it means that APC and PDP seems like they are the same, because you're not, the anger we feel, most of us feel deep down in our heart about APC. Those of you in PDP, you don't feel that anger. You're not angered because, I mean, it's basically the same thing. Your party chairman left APC and joined, So it's more like, it's almost the same thing, like the same set of people, the same crop of politicians just jumping from one place to another. So you're making me to believe that what people have been saying, that APC and PDP are the same, you're making me to believe that they're actually correct. So the next 2 minutes, my brother, I want you to talk about APC and how we can shut them down. Do you like how they are dividing Nigeria? Are you happy about it? Because will that help you to win as well? Because it looks like maybe that's what PDP wants to do too, because we've not seen you guys discussing issues. We've not seen your candidates arguing about real issues on televisions and everything. So Abu, you have the next Tio, you have the next 2 minutes, my brother, to make your submission. Thank you.
Jack, not be your fault, Sha. I go punish you first of all. Anyways, I would like to keep to time, because I am a Democrat and I wouldn't want to, take your time or anyone's time here. So, like I said, APC, APC together as a as one. You can't lump the two party together. Jack, can you hear me, please?
Yes, please go on.
Oh,
Go on, we can hear
sorry,
you.
my internet went off. So now, see, APC is one political party that we, it's a devilish party. Let's just, put it that way. And I for one, I do not agree, with what APC is doing, because they are dividing us, along tribal and ethnic line, and it shouldn't be so. And APC as a political party since 2015, they've not been able to manage our diversity well. And you could see how President Muhammadu Buhari, from his appointment and to everything, you could see that PDP as APC as a political party have done a very poor job in managing our diversity. And that our strength as as a nation, as people, lie in our in our diversity. But this is one area that APC as a political party has really failed. Is it? I don't want to go into the economic indices, because Nigeria as it stands right now, to me, we are not even sliding into a failed state. We are already a failed state, because a state that can't guarantee security and protection of life and property of her people is not a state. So Nigeria as it stands is a failed state, and is a state that we must, as people, collectively salvage. And it is on this point that I would end by saying that yes, even His Excellency Peter Obi, he has acknowledged this, on several platforms and forum that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is a unifier. And believe you me, come 2023, PDP as a political party will unify this country and take it back to the trajectory of growth again. So thank you very much, my dear brother Jack, for this great opportunity to speak on your space, and to my sister Judith, for this wonderful opportunity to speak on this space. See, let's keep this campaign issues based. There's no need, calling names and accusing people, here and there and all that. I have challenged my brother Jack, to a debate several times. He always ran away. And Jack, I am challenging you again that please, I want us to have a separate space where we can discuss in detail what our principals intend to do for the Nigerian people. I love having conversations like this. I am not about all these petty talks, of this person is this person is that. Let us talk about issues. Let's discuss issues. Let's discuss governance. Let's discuss antecedents. So this is what I am most interested in, and that is why I love this space that you guys are having. There is no way we will exhaust, having conversations as regards, the 2023, general election. So let's keep the fire burning. Let's continue to, push our principles with issues and not all this name calling. So, Jack, you are doing a great job. Continue doing what you are doing. I admire you a lot. I may not say you, every time. I admire you a lot. You are one of those
been selling our conscience on 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. And these people think that they can buy us. That is why we are here today. So let us tell them in our dialect. It is not every one of them that will come to Twitter. It is not every one of them that have Facebook accounts. It is not everyone that listen to news. Let us tell them in our dialect that they have to vote for Nigeria this time. And if they want to vote for Nigeria, they have to vote for Peter. It is as simple as that. That this is not a matter of tribe. This is not a matter of religion. This is not a matter of ethnicity or whatever. This is a matter of our survival. You know, Aisha Yesufu said that a country where a child of nobody can become somebody is a country. We are not living in Nigeria, we are only surviving. So if you want to live in Nigeria, if you want to stop being surviving and start to live, we have to vote for a good governance. All the corruption happening all over Nigeria today is as a result of the accumulation of bad governance over the years. If government are taking care of their workers, no one will think of, or there will be little to none of stealing government money. When people that are not working, when they are earning in millions and they are stealing away Nigeria's money, people that are working day and night, they can add the amount they get paid can hardly feed them for a month. That they will surely steal. They will surely involve themselves in corruption. So that is why, if Nigeria's economy is stable, if everything is fine, there will be little to less corruption in Nigeria. And for Nigeria to work, we have to elect a good government. It is as simple as that. So tell your parents at home that are illiterate, or those I will tell mine, you tell yours. Those that are illiterate, we all have them. As a matter of fact, we all have them. So let us tell them in our dialect the reason to vote for the right candidate, and let us explain to them the logo of the party. Papa, dad, mom, and child. Papa, mama, and son. Let us tell them that that is the logo of the party, and let us educate them on how to vote, that if their thumb is too big, because your thumb must not touch the line. So if your thumb is too big, you use your finger. They all count. So let us educate them. Let us tell them. Let them see reasons why they should vote for Nigeria. This is the time to be patriotic. This is time to be obedient. Let us wake up to the clarion call. I yield the mic.
Thank you very much. I would like to call on Njenje. Let's hear you.
All right, thank you very much. Can you hear me, Jack?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Jack, Judith, Kibati, Waju, my brother, Ladiko, everybody, Biroki, and the host of audience. Okay, so sticking to the topic, APC, a troubled party seeking to divide Nigeria. Permit me to start my submission by going back to the Holy Book and quote the book of John chapter 10, verse 10, which is the popular scripture. It says, the thief cometh but to kill, to steal, and to destroy. Now, permit me to rephrase that statement into our political reality of Nigeria as of today. I make bold to say that APC came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Now, somebody might now want to ask that what exactly have they come to steal, to kill, and to destroy? They came to steal, to kill, and to destroy the soul of Nigeria. Now, like the earlier speaker said, the journey of Nigeria is such a quite disappointing one. Even before 1960, we've always gotten it wrong politically. But one thing that I can say for a fact is that even though we've not really gotten the leadership aspect of the country rights since beginning. But one thing APC has been able to do so well, which previous administration, even during the military era, could not do, is to divide the country so much that even brothers or from the same parent begin to, have resentment for one another. I grew up in the military era where we have what we call the divide and rule, conquer, whatever mantra. However, APC was able to actually look into the past, remodel it such a way that all they needed to do is, we are coming to really destroy the country. But the best way to actually do it is to actually bring people against, or turn people against one another, brothers against brothers, sisters against sisters, parents against their children. Name it. That is actually what they've been able to do successfully since 2015. And the whole idea is this: we will not be able to achieve our objective when people's attention is on us. So how can we be able to actually achieve our goal best if people are united? Okay, so typically they needed to actually create a kind of distraction, which is what we have here now. I'm not going to vote for you because you're Christian. I'm not going to vote for you because you're Yoruba. All of these things, these are narratives that came, that was cooked, dished, delivered from Tinubu's kitchen. I'm able to say that I'm a Yoruba man. Okay, because when people talk about APC, we need to first remind ourselves that APC was not in existence before 2013. Okay, now the market of APC started in 2014. So, but when we talk about where this whole journey that led to APC, and then from APC being an opposition party, now eventually becoming a ruling party, all of these things started from the merger of not just political party, but merger of ideology. There was an ideology from the West. Okay, there was another ideology from the core North. Now, what was the ideology